In this lesson, we're going to learn all about bookmarks. Bookmarks are very useful in that they can allow you to quickly go back to sites that you've already seen that you like. The problem is, and these are sometimes I call bookmarks, sometimes I call my favorites. Any browser has the ability to take sites and say, okay, this is a site I want to go back for, and you add it to your favorites, you add it to your bookmarks. The problem here is that if you're using a browser at home, you wind up going to it, you have your bookmarks at home, then you have your bookmarks at school. You actually don't have the ability to have bookmarks at school. So this is going to allow you, wherever you are using whatever computer you use, you're going to be able to save bookmarks so that you can get at them at school. Say, for instance, you find a really good YouTube video that you want to show your kids. You can bookmark that. Okay, so the button for adding bookmarks is right here. You see this little thing? It looks like a globe with like a little sash wrapped around it. Okay, I'm going to click on that, and that's going to open up this folder. All right, now in this case, I really need to drag the folder out so you can see this. There's a very, very important button here called Add Browser Button. Now, I've been using this. I've tried this several times, and I couldn't find the browser button. So it may take a little bit of looking on your part. But when you click on this, a pop-up comes up and says, do you want to add this? Now, if you're like me, every time you see a pop-up, you just say no automatically because you're afraid. This is one case where you can say yes, and it'll be fine. All right, and it just added it to Internet Explorer. Oh, and Firefox. Okay, so it's in two places. I also have Google Chrome here, but I don't know if it's been added there. Okay, so I'm going to say okay, and I'm going to take this guy and I'm just going to drag this over real small. So what I want to do is I want to show you how you use a bookmark. So I'm going to go to a site that I've actually already opened, which is my site, Jim Rasconi's Brain Dump. I actually would like you guys to book this site, because I've posted a whole bunch of things there, like for instance how to customize your desktop, the difference between first-class document storage and first-class file storage. There's a lot of different things that, you know, if you're bored and there's nothing on TV, you may want to listen to my melodious voice explaining how to use first-class properly. Unfortunately, I'm a big dope. This is actually Google Chrome, so I'm going to copy this and I'm going to minimize it. And I'm going to go to Internet Explorer because I want to actually show you how you save a bookmark. And I'm going to open that up. Okay, so I opened up my web page in Internet Explorer, and you'll notice that up here at the top in Internet Explorer it says Add First Class Bookmarks. Sometimes it's hidden under one of these chevrons here on your web page. At school, there's a little chevron over here in the corner where that button is hidden. But mine, luckily, it's right here on the top. I'm going to click on it, and the first thing you'll notice, a little pop-up shows up and says, actually a pop-up blocker will show up. If you look very carefully, you'll notice that right at the top of the page it says pop-up block. See pop-up for additional options. Click here. So I'm going to open it, and I'm going to say, yeah, I always want to allow pop-ups to the site, and say yes. Now, what it does, it has to reload when it does that. All right, so it's going to reload the web page, and then what we're going to do is I'm going to go see this button, Add to First Class Bookmarks. I'm going to click on it, and a pop-up is going to open up. All right, so as you're cruising along, you find a website, you click on this little button, and a pop-up will open up sometime. All right, and that pop-up is going to have a place where you can enter your first-class username and password. All right, it's doing that so that you can identify that it's you who's really adding this this website. So mine is J Rasconi, yours is whatever it is. Tab ME. Okay, so I'm just typing that in, and now that's automatically it's going to pump and said, yep, you have your bookmark. So I'm going to close this, and I'm going to go back, and you notice that the virtual cell webpage just showed up, and Jim Rasconi's Brain Dump, actually I've got it a couple of times here. Actually, there is something that actually does kind of come in handy that I want to show you. I'm going to open up the departments. Oops, didn't want to do that. Open up the departments, and then I'm going to open up my bookmarks. And you'll notice in the departments, I'm going to actually, oh, I'm having a bad day right now. I'm going to open up the departments, and then I'm going to open up in there by clicking on English department. I'm going to open up the English department, and you'll notice that you have this little folder up here. Okay, I'm going to actually open up that folder, and that shows all of the English department bookmarks. Now I'm going to go to my bookmarks, and I'm going to say, well, I want the English people to have my brain dump. So I'm going to click on this guy, and I'm going to drag it over here, and it should just pop in. There you go, Jim Rasconi's brain dump. So you just can drag all your folders over, and you can save all your bookmarks and favorites that way. Now, I am going to make a suggestion. One of the things that happens is your personal bookmarks are over here. I would think that it might be easier for you to just keep all your department ones in the department so other people can see them. There's also ways where we can create subfolders and put things in different folders too if you want. Say, for instance, I think very quickly the English 1, 2, and 3, and 4 people are going to want to separate theirs out. I'll show you guys how to do that later on. But this is a very handy way of getting to things, especially things like, for instance, something that you might want to do that has a little bit more information, like a YouTube video. All right? So, the other thing is, and another way you can add bookmarks here, is to go New. Wait a minute. File, New, Bookmark. And you can add bookmarks directly in here if you like. And it's going to be your name, which is the name of the site, which might be, in my case, the Virtual Cell web page. So this is another way of adding a bookmark. The subject is biology. And the URL, you don't need the HTTP part, www.virtualcell.com. All right, I encourage you to use these. It's a good way of collaborating. If you put things in the department, other people can see that, and it just will make life a little bit easier. All right. Again, this is not something that's absolutely required. Not something you have to do, but it might be something that if you try doing it and get a little bit of practice in doing it, it will make life easier for you in the future.